sister after class and we can go over it, but make sure y'all have and take notes so y'all can have this understanding for when y'all out. And brothers and sisters may have questions and so forth. So,
we on? Shalom, shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God in the name of His Son, Mashiach Yahweh. We are the Battle Axes of the Most High, coming to you with a new Sabbath class. Hope everybody had a good week. Getting prepared for the Sabbath.
See up on side.
The name of this class is entitled Drunken with Wine. Drunken with wine. And if everybody good to go, we're going to start this thing off. First precept, Jeremiah 51:5.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 5. For Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
So the scripture's telling us that Israel, the northern kingdom, has not been forsaken, nor Judah, the southern kingdom, of his God. Most High ain't never gonna leave us, man, but we have forsaken him. And we got to come back to him. He ain't never going to forsake us, but he always leave that door open for us to repent and come back to him. And it say, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. And that's, even though we sinned against the Most High, he still has not forsaken us, man. That door is still open. Read on.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Do what?
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon. We are in Babylon right now, man. This is the virgin. This is not the virgin. She's a whore. This is the daughter of Babylon. She's not a virgin at all. This is the daughter of Babylon that we living in. And the Lord is telling us to flee out of her. Read on, huh?
And deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
So this is the Most High giving us warning to flee out of Babylon, flee out of the philosophies, the religions, the politics of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Repent for the things that we did when we've been in this captivity, man, and be not cut off with her iniquities. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. When the Lord come back, man, it ain't going to be nothing nice. So we want to make sure we remove ourselves from the iniquities of this land. A lot of our people don't understand about this voting stuff, being a part of these politics. You are attaching yourself to this country in ways that they don't even understand. You are voting in people to keep you in captivity. You voting in people to oppress you. Because one reason I'm doing this class, Drunken with Wine, also goes into you thinking that this country is for you. Oh, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. It's just two sides of the same bird, man. Two wings of the same bird. They just playing different sides of the field. And if you know anything about these politics of this country, the Democrats used to be the Republicans and the Republicans used to be the Democrats. So if you able to do a switch like that, oh, we just gonna switch sides. We just gonna switch our names. And both of y'all cool with that? It's something wrong with that. Because I like to tell people that even though these different political parties have the stuff that they're for, the policies of America never change. That's why it don't matter what president is in office. The policies of America doesn't change. It may be things that they show on the news that the Republicans is for capitalism for corporations and the Democrats supposed to be for the little man, but the policies of this country worldwide does not change. They are conquerors, and they gonna conquer by any means necessary, whether they got to sweet talk you or whether they got to drop bombs on you. Who know a precept to go with 51:6?
Quiet in the mud.
You hear
Revelation.
mouse pissing on cotton.
Revelations 14:8.
What?
17:4.
That ain't what I'm looking for. Because we finna go there next. Man, y'all should know this, man.
Because flee, I was gonna say that, man. Flee.
Well, that mean we supposed to leave? That mean we supposed to leave America?
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4.
Yes. So hold your precepts in Jeremiah. We're finna go to Revelation, and we're gonna bounce back and forth for a couple of scriptures. So go to Revelation 18 and 4.
See, you ask them that question, but if you turn around and ask them and tell them the roof is on fire, we don't need no water like that. I bet you everybody in the room know what the next thing gonna be, huh? But when he asking, the Bible's asking you to flee, brother should automatically. He literally wants you to flee, and he gonna gather us. Where are we fleeing from?
Exactly. What we fleeing for?
Start at what?
Start at 3.
Okay.
No, I need to do 4.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, because I'm gonna come back to that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Read on.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
It's basically saying the exact same thing about Babylon. The sins that she has committed has reached unto the Most High God, and He gonna pay a recompense for that thing, man. So He's giving us warning as the Israelites to come out of these philosophies of this land, man. People think it means, to flee the country. Where you gonna flee that Babylon not there?
For real.
Babylon is all, and we gonna read it in the Revelation. It's on all the waters. So where you gonna go? They got us in every country on this planet, scattered in the 4 corners of the earth. So where you gonna run to that we ain't already there? That you gonna flee from Babylon? Nowhere. So it's talking about mentally flee.
That's right. And we have to home in there because it was once taught in Israel, but now that Most High God is giving us the understanding spiritually, because people want to flee to Africa. Guess what? Ham ain't gonna treat you no better than Esau over here, man. You know, they really thinking it's gonna be something better. It's not. You can't speak the languages over there. You're gonna have boys say. Now we know that all parts of Africa ain't like a third world country, but a lot of it is. You know, so it's telling you, if you're not even keeping the commandments over there, you still not gonna make it. You still gonna, guess what, be oppressed by another nation that's not our people. So it don't matter where you go if you're not applying God's laws, statutes, commandments. I mean, the curse is gonna follow us wherever we go, brothers and sisters. So we can't run from it. Go ahead,
Right. So like I said, like 2 of the captains and one of the soldiers can testify. We did some security work last night. We in a room about how many Africans? About 60, about 80, from all different countries, right? And we all across the board said, man, we don't feel nothing up in it. These people not dealing with us like that. It's a lot of them look like us. But when it's our people, you can feel it.
Right.
You can literally feel it, and they deal with you different. We in a room full of Africans, man, different countries, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ethiopia. These mothers ain't looking at us, and we all can feel it. So if we go to one of these other countries, you think it ain't gonna be the same way? Like they gon', hey brother, thank you for coming to Nigeria. They not finna do that. They go Akata.
Right.
Akata. They got their words too. So they're just a little microcosm of it. We felt that thing, man. This is spiritual, man.
That's right.
When we in a room full of Jakes and Issachars, you can feel it.
Right.
When you in a room full of Hams, you can feel it, man. It's like it's nothing there. So I really can feel how these other nations, you know how they be dogging us out. They don't feel nothing. There's no connection there.
I know what it is, Doc. You in a room full of ham, you say damn. No, but like I said, that's definitely true. Because they had no feeling, man, look here, man, whatsoever. Like, like get out, like, just want you to get out of my way.
And you be ready to, boy, look here, Ham. Look, because that's how they make you be. Hold up. And when it's our people, you be more lenient, like, that's Jake, man. You tripping, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, in 1863, when Lincoln was in presidency, that's what he did. I don't know if y'all read the story about that. In Sierra Leone, 200,000 Americans that was out of slavery were shipped because they were like, well, he was like, y'all ain't gonna be able to make it in the country. The ones who wanted to go, 200,000 of them went back to Sierra Leone. For the first 10 years, out of 200,000, over 150,000 died. Why? Because the Africans wouldn't help them in anything. The government had to come back and write laws to give the people that was left over help and land. That's how they treated them when they got over there.
And even and then later on, in what I think the 80s or the 90s, they ended up having a civil war in Ghana, and it was some of us fighting against them. Y'all heard of General Butt Naked? He a Hamite, but he was one of the generals. That's when they had the child soldiers fighting.
Right.
But it was Israelites, black Americans that was over there, that had armies too that were fighting against them, and they had a civil war, and that's why Ghana's so raggedy right now.
Idi
Amin
was the same thing going on, killing Israelites.
Yep. And what was that movie? Hotel Rwanda.
That's what that was. The Hutu and the Tutsis. That was the Israelites versus the Hamites.
Yep.
And they don't tell you that.
No.
You gonna have to get out and look and study that thing.
So all our people who thinking we Africans, come on now. I done been around enough of them. No. Because if we were, we just seen the African coalition. What you call it, Sam? The United States of Africa?
USA.
We seen all types of Hamites. Zimbabweans, Nigerians, Ghana, all types was in here all together, partying like they all brothers and sisters. But the Israelites, we doing security, and we ain't mean security, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, we like, dang, this is real out here.
Yeah, with no feeling.
No feeling. But it's all good because we already know. It ain't shocking. It's just to actually experience it. I don't really be around that many Hamites to experience it like that. But when you are and you get to really see, that lets you know, man, I ain't going to know what I'm going to Ghana for. Where I'm fleeing to. I'm gonna stand right here and wait on the Lord, man.
Like you said, they ain't gonna welcome you because if, like you say, they don't live in our neighborhood. And if we did go back to Africa, they said, man, take your butt back to Africa, man. What country you gonna go to? Right. There's a whole bunch of countries in Africa, man. Over 50 countries in Africa. Where we gonna go? Who gonna welcome us there? Well, and first and foremost, if we from there, why they ain't never come get us? Come get us if we y'all people. They don't mess with us like that, man.
Wow.
Go ahead.
So let's go Jeremiah 51 and 7.
Before we go forward, are we done with Revelations 18?
Yeah, but hold your we gonna bounce back and forth for a minute. Jeremiah 51 and 7.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
That did what?
That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her wine. Therefore the nations are mad.
They are mad, man. Even, I'm gonna bring up last night again. Babylon is pushing that homosexual spirit strong, man. Even the Hamites, you know, in a lot of African countries, you come with that stuff, they putting you to death, man. So why everybody want to come over here? So they can do all this stuff of Babylon without the penalty of getting put to death. The women, the men, homosexual Hamites with Africa around their neck, girl on girl, the whole thing. Because this is the type of stuff that Babylon produces. It brings it out. Come on, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. Then they just passed this equality bill. The equality bill is equal rights for LGBTQ MFers.
MF. Please say the MF.
Please say the MF. But equality for them. So this stuff has done got out of hand, man. So now you can say, I'm a man, but I want to be a woman, but I want to wrestle girls. Man, I was disgusted, man. I seen this one. This dude looked like he was from Yugoslavia. Him like 6, 7 feet,
On the basketball
On the
team?
basketball
Oh,
team, the
man.
girls this tall, man.
Oh, man.
I said, man, these people playing, man.
You were there dominating.
He like Shaq times 3 on these mugs. And then they got the nerves to put up his stats. Like, man, I know we in the last days for real. That's just out of hand right there.
They want to win so bad, man.
Boxing, wrestling. Down here in Texas, they had the girls. That dude wrestling a girl.
Track.
Track, come on, man.
Like we say, when we seeing this, man, I tell brothers and sisters, delete that crap, man. Because a lot of times these things, they made to be put out there to desensitize us. Oh, it's okay. It ain't that bad. But you got a brother wrestling against girls, man. Of course he gonna win. He still got the inner strength of a man. He may have the outer looks of a woman, but that's still a man. Like, come on, we can't be playing the games, man. So of course they're gonna dominate even in that sport. But that's the confusion that America brings. That's the wine that our people are drinking about.
Well, they put it right in your face. Remember the movie? When we moved Joanna, man? A long time ago?
Yeah, mama. Oh, yeah,
It's coming to Revelation.
Right.
It's coming to Revelation. Dude out there balling. He wasn't nothing in the NBA.
And who they use?
The females, though.
Who they use?
Jake.
We the one that expose us. Man, they always get somebody that's gonna sell out to that man, and here we go, loop-de-loop.
Boy, I look on my Fire Stick, and you know how they advertise the different channels and stuff? They had Martin, Big Mama picture, and Tyler Perry, Mud Deer picture sitting up here. And they dressed as women.
Right.
Advertising the channel. They using it, even though they the natural homosexuals, they gonna use Jake.
Right.
This stuff out of hand, man. Every show is interracial, and then if the black dude in the show, the black dude gay.
Yep.
Every single time, man.
Or he gonna die.
He definitely gonna die.
First one.
Every time.
If he's straight Jake, he dead.
If he straight, he got to go, man.
What you have,
Oh, they have to your point. They have a transgender UFC fighter now. It's a man, but it's got like the surgery, and he on there beating up women in UFC.
And they are like, man, that's crazy.
He be beating the hell out of them. Yeah.
But let anybody else lay hands on a woman, they call them that Me Too movement. It's the Me Too movement, but
that's how we feel.
if you
Explain that mad thing. Why the nations be mad is Jeremiah 25 and 15 and 16.
bring it up. Yeah, this stuff done got out of hand, man. Men can walk in women's restrooms, and it's all right. Matter of fact, thanks to you guy Joe Biden, he the one signed the Equality Act. His predecessor, the one took it to the Supreme Court for homosexuals can be married. So you see the agenda of the Democrats, and it don't matter what party it is, because they both represent the same thing.
That's right.
It's just coming at you from two different angles. It's the way they gonna oppress you. That's all. That's the only difference. Well, we want to oppress them this type of way, but we want to oppress them this type of way. You know what I'm saying? So Trump, I want to send the police on him. I don't care about. Oh, matter of fact, since I brought that up, did y'all see the video of the brother that got murdered because he's supposed to jaywalk?
That's the one I was talking about.
That's when you talking about the young brother too, man. He was young, man.
And this on the Joe Biden watch, ain't it? So what done changed? It's the same stuff.
They showed a young brother, what he about 18 years old, I think here in Texas, man, walking from Walmart.
Yep.
In Plano, matter of fact. And they arrested the boy because somebody calls he's a big black guy. But they didn't know how old the boy was, young boy, I think about 17, 18 years old, and arrested him for no reason, man. They followed this dude for 2 blocks. For 2 blocks, man, they followed this dude, man. Dude's like, man, look, I just came from work. I'm trying to go home, man. Leave me alone.
And the killing part is supposed to be a wellness check.
For real.
How a wellness check turning to me going to jail?
And you walking after me for 2 blocks.
And I'm telling you, I'm all right. So somebody called because they seen the boy walking in the snow, and for a wellness check. But then I'm telling you I'm all right, but you took me to jail.
And then guess what you do? You get a Coon Jake on the thing.
The chief.
The chief of Plano, Coon Jake on there. I don't think it was a racist. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. See, man, that's why I say, man, that's why the Most High got us up under authority not to do nothing, man.
Right.
Because we just fishermen right now. We better be glad we want hunter.
Read that, Brother Keenan.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 15. For thus saith the Lord, God of Israel, unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink, and be moved, and be mad, because of the sword that I would send among them.
And that's why they mad. Because the fact of the matter is they done got to drinking it. They drunk that cup and then they realizing the consequences that's gonna come behind that. Because a lot of them they have counseling where they sit and they know they examine this Bible. They try their best to figure out the future. It's just that sometimes when they come and bring that stuff into the meat, they get upset. Oh, hold on, what y'all got us into? And that's why they gonna be mad.
Let me get another precept. Give me Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 15. Because this is what the Most High God gives us these things. Even when you go into the book of Solomon, a lot of books have different parables in there, but it's conveying the same message.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 15. Drink waters out of thy hand.
Read that again.
Drink waters out of thy own
Cisterns.
cistern.
A cistern is going into like a well. The Most High God is telling us to drink waters out of our own wells. Meaning what? Drink the water that the Bible is giving us. Don't go into all these different philosophies, these different doctrines outside of what the scripture is giving you. Because that's why, even like I just brought out, that's what makes you mad. That's why a lot of times, brothers and sisters, we don't know who we are. We go into Egyptology, 5%ers. We all over the place. Read on up.
And running waters out of thine own well.
And running waters out of our own well, because guess what? The waters is the word. Read on up.
Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad.
And when we take on these things, guess what? Let it be dispersed abroad. Meaning go and teach it to raise up our nation. To guess what? Keep them on the right track. Read on up.
And rivers of the water in the streets.
Read 17 is also the point. Read on up.
Let them be only thine own.
Read that again.
Let them be only thine own.
It says, let them only be thine own. Don't be giving this to the other nations, man. Read on up.
And not strangers with thee.
Read that last part again.
And not strangers with thee.
And not strangers with thee. This Bible is not an inclusive book. That's why it's written in a parable. Everybody's not meant to get this. Only the ones that's keeping the commandments. So the Most High God is telling us to drink the waters that the Bible is giving us. Because this is the best knowledge on the face of the planet, man. Why would you want to go anywhere else? Go ahead,
Now let's land me back. Give me John 7 and 37. That's a good precept right there. Because the main thing that our people want to do is dibble and dabble in stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. But that's because a lot of them is trying to figure out who they are. But that's the snare and the trap. That the fact that we gotta even try to search to see who we are. All those people last night knew where they came from.
That's right.
Know what I'm saying? They knew where they came from. So all them people knew where they came from. We don't. So we have to figure this thing out, and in the process, we going through Christianity, we going through Islam. You got brothers in 5%ers. You got some people want to be atheists. They done trick some Negroes to be Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses, and that's the snare and the trap, man. So while we trying to figure out who we are and where we come from, I done fell into Christianity. Then you got to pull yourself out of that. I done fell into Islam. You know what I'm saying? Well, hip hop, that's damn near religion at this point. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it again. It's a religion. So we gotta drink from our own water. Read that out.
In the book of John, chapter 7, verse 37. In the last day, that great day of the feast, Jesus stood and cried, saying, If any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
So Christ telling you, if you thirsty, don't go to these other philosophies, man. Come to me and drink.
Right.
Read on.
In the last day, that great day of the feast, Jesus stood, Shalaki, I read anyway. Jesus stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
See, he telling you, he that believeth on me, believing on him, who got a precept for belief? For belief.
Matthew 24 and 24. Not that.
Ain't what I'm looking
What you
for.
got,
I see Luke.
Oh,
Yeah.
praise God.
Sirach 32 and 24. So he said, he that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said. If you don't believe on Christ, if you don't believe in the Bible, you don't believe on the Most High, as the scriptures have said, then you're not going to get the understanding of what we're supposed to understand. You're not going to get the understanding of self. Islam is not teaching a Israelite that they're Israelites. Christianity, dang sure ain't teaching that. Catholicism not teaching that. Jehovah's Witnesses not teaching that. Protestants, Lutherans, Catholics, none of them is teaching you who you are and how to please our God.
But they know.
But they know. Biggest hidden secret.
But they know.
And I'm just going to touch on this right quick. Baruch 4 and 3. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Like Benaniyah had brought out of Proverbs. This is profitable to us. Don't give our what's profitable to us to a strange nation, man. Don't give what we supposed to be doing to a strange nation. Don't give yourself to a strange nation.
I ain't gonna lie, I just seen it pop up on Facebook and that thing flexed my spirit. We love arts, but brothers from GOCC, y'all got to come
Man,
down.
shake that mess, man.
Dealing with vocab Malone, giving brothers the understanding on how to cut your own brothers with the scriptures, man, that's wicked as hell, man. That is just straight up wicked. And this Baruch is aimed at y'all. Y'all giving what's profitable unto us to a strange nation. Because guess what? They're going to be gunning for y'all behinds too, man.
Right.
So brothers got to stop playing the game, man. A lot of times, like we said, we don't do it, but the Most High God said, rebuke them in the gate so others may fear, man. We just can't play the games, man. That's why the Most High God tells us to separate ourselves from the other nations, man. So if He's telling us to separate from them, why would you teach them on how to destroy your own people? You know, it ain't going to work any damn way.
It ain't gonna work.
It's not going to work, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to read this since you brought that up. The book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So they thinking that it goes on like that. So they join in hand with the enemy to go against their own brothers, man. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. I don't know what they think they're going to escape by doing that, or what they gaining by doing that. But you're not gaining nothing if you're going against your own people for another nation, man. That's not profitable at all. Give me Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7.
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, but that show weakness in our nation, man.
Verse 8.
That shows straight weakness, man, that our people will go to the enemy just to try to bring to bring brothers down, man. That shows straight weakness, man.
But how you gonna go to some losers? They ain't even succeeded. So how that's gonna help you? They can't even succeed to go against us. Vocab alone. Who the hell is? Come on, man. That's weak. But this is exactly what we talking about. Them dudes never shook off this Babylonian philosophy.
Exactly.
They still got Christianity on their brain. They some of them wicked men that want to still be joined to the heathens. That's why they got Edomites in there, man. You got to shake that thing, man. How you gonna get ahead if you can't even make it with your own people?
And how the hell you gonna teach these other nations how to keep our laws, statutes, and commandments? And Christ gonna come back and reteach us again. That makes no damn sense. Because everything you teaching was in vain. Christ said He gonna come back and reteach us again. Because we still gonna have a little wine on us too when we make it there. To see Him. So He got to make sure that we shake that wine up off us too. That makes no sense, man.
And that's a clear, that show you that this wine is still on. I'm finna join with the enemy, who the Bible clearly, they know they Israelites. The Bible clearly, and this go for Christians too, because they ain't nothing but Christianity, clearly telling you who your enemy is. Clearly telling you. Oh, you know the one that was gonna put you on a slave ship? Your enemy. You know the one that you were gonna be in want of all things from? Your enemy. And then they tell you in Sirach 12, never trust thy enemy. And then I'm finna say I'm an Israelite, but oh, that enemy over there that's pushing homosexuality and killing our people unarmed, I'm gonna join hand in hand with them to go against my brothers. Man, what the hell is that, man? That's not logical. It's not logical at all. But I guess that strange woman, man, make you do some strange things. Yeah. Read that out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. The book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore, that sitteth upon many waters.
Where did the great horse sit?
That sitteth upon many waters.
You not finna outrun Babylon, man. These people love the philosophies and customs of Babylon too much. It's do as thou wilt. It's hard to get around that when the Most High said, no, do what I said do, and the devil said, do what you want to do. And the majority of these people, if they can, gonna do what they want to do. Read on.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
What they do out?
Have committed fornication.
It's spiritual fornication. Man, Babylon's so strong, it make people in other cultures go against their culture. You got Muslims doing Christmas.
Right.
You got Muslims from over there come to America and they doing Christmas. Why? Because it feel like peer pressure. Because what these, well, I almost called them us. What these Edomites gonna do when them East Indians or them Pakistanis move in their neighborhood? They already want to call them a towel head. And then if they don't put no Christmas tree in their window, they gonna have something to say about that. So to try to avoid all that, because they want to be up on the Esau so much, put their Christmas tree up. Put them little bunny rabbits out. They ain't doing none of this stuff. But just so they can fit in. See, that's the thing about the Israelites. We ain't to fit in. We supposed to be the one. That's why they hated us. Because we would not fit in with them when we doing what the Most High God told us to do. When we keeping our laws, statutes, commandments, it's those people down there. Oh, they think they better than somebody. Oh, they don't want to do what we doing. They a problem. This is how they talk about us. Because we doing what the Most High God told us to do. We ain't been into no peer pressure in this place. Read on up.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Mm-hmm.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman set upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
That's all I want on that right now. Let's go back to Jeremiah 51:8. So it's just showing how this place, because they do make the kings commit fornication, because they put most of the leaders of these places in their position. Mm-hmm. They'll start a civil war in your country in a minute, and they gonna pick a side, and they gonna do everything in their power to make sure that side win, so that they be U.S. friendly. Because if they not U.S. friendly, then what they gonna label the state? A terroristic state.
Yep.
You don't be U.S. friendly, now you're a terrorist. Yep. Simple as that. And then everybody over here, oh, they terrorists. They terrorists. See, I caught on to that, boy. I watched a documentary, and I got smart, because I ain't know nothing about Fidel Castro. And then I watched a documentary on Fidel, and I said, hold up. This dude went over there trying to help people in Africa fight the apartheid. And they saying he an enemy of the state. Oh, he only an enemy of the state because he took his country back from the mafia that was running Cuba at the time. And he took his country back. And the mafia wanted to be back in that thing. That's why they got JFK put in office, and he was supposed to get him up out of there with the Bay of Pigs. But it didn't happen. And but while he was in there, he went over there to Africa, helping them fight the apartheid. And I'm like, hold up, they're gonna make me think Fidel's some kind of bad guy. In reality, no. What it is, you got same thing like we talking about the Democrats and the Republicans after the World War II. You had the Cold War, right? You got America on one side, and you got Russia on the other side, and you had to pick a side. Two wings of the same bird, but just different philosophies on how to go about oppressing. So Fidel ended up going with Russia. Now they're a communist state. Now they're an enemy of the state. Now they're an enemy of America. But all that was because they wanted to take their land back. That's how these people work, man. The Edomites do not change their playbook. It's been working too long. But all we got to do is get caught up to their playbook. And you'll clearly see how they roll. It's two wings of the same bird, man. Read that up.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed.
Read on.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Well, the judgment of this place reaches up to heaven, and every day is getting worse. I used to think this earth has always been bad, right? But we seen a time in the Bible where it said, all right, it was bad, and we had the flood. Then we went back to wickedness, and then in the Apocrypha, it tell you when evil increased in the earth after Alexander, right? So you're like, damn. So if it was bad, to where the Lord had to wipe everything out, we started over, then it got bad again, and then at a point in time, evil increased in the earth. So where are we at now? Because as the knowledge increased, everybody knowledge increased on stuff. Because we seeing more murders that we wouldn't have seen if it wasn't for social media. We seeing more shootings, more this and more that, more things that our eyes would not have witnessed on our own if it wasn't for social media and the internet. And now we seeing things manifest, such as things that we know as abominations, men trying to be women and women trying to be men, and now they putting it into main arenas like what we just talked about. And you like, and then now they letting men go in the women's bathroom with children and things like this. So it's like, man, this thing really is getting worse. It was already bad, but it's getting worse because we can see everything. We can see everything that's going on here, man. So it's like we really are getting to the last days, because how much more room do we have left? How much more abomination could be set right here in front of us?
And every time they bring a different abomination, that's a different abomination that this society agrees with.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you ain't part of the solution, you part of the problem. So when everybody's saying, well, I got a brother and he's gay, but it's cool. Or I got a sister and she's gay and it's cool. It's not. Guess what? When these sisters walking around here talking to the gay dude in this excuse my language, hey bitch. Come on, man. Guess what? You see brothers in the hood. Guess what they call each other? Bitch. They do the same thing. They in agreement. It does not make these things right, man. But our people take these things and it be for granted. Not considering our God, they consider, guess what, how I'm supposed to be in America. Or I want to just keep it real.
Right.
Keep it real gonna get a lot of people killed, man. We're gonna get a lot of people in the lake of fire, man.
Because that brother and sister that's gay, the same way Romans 1:25 apply to them, who worship and serve the creature more than the creator, it applied to you who accepting it too. Because just because it's your brother, just because it's your sister or your cousin, that make it right. Or they make that overrule the Most High. My love for my brother, I'll rule the Most High. No. It don't make it right.
It don't. Matter of fact, let me get a precept. Give me Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 15. That's why we can't stress this enough. It's very important that brothers and sisters stay diligent in the truth, man. Staying diligent, man, that's the key to brothers and sisters. Lord's will, making it to the kingdom, man. That's the key. You have to be diligent, though.
And that's so true, man.
You have to be diligent. Read this right quick, God.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drink it also.
So even when brothers and sisters are not grounded on the law, statutes, and commandments, guess what they'll do? They'll go and try to teach that or rub that off on the next brother to try to pull them into sin. The Bible tells us to beware of those brothers and sisters. You know, we have to constantly check our spirit when we in this truth, and more importantly, brothers and sisters that's trying to come into the truth. You know, it's a Paul gave us the example. We have to die daily. Read on out. Read it from the top again,
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also.
So you have to beware. You have to put yourself away from brothers and sisters that love to go into different doctrines. They trying to make you drink that. Family members, you have to beware of these brothers and sisters. Read on up.
That thou mayest look on their nakedness.
That they mayest look on their nakedness. What is nakedness according to the Bible, brothers?
Sin.
And the brother got a precept real quick. Real quick. You got 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 28. Salaki. Exodus.
32, 25.
Yeah, thanks, Exodus chapter 32, verse 25. Read on, Brother King.
Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also.
He said, drink thou also, because a lot of times when they pressing those philosophies that like we say, homosexuality on them, most I put that shameful spirit on you, man. Read on up.
And let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Read on.
The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee.
Read that part again.
The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee.
Who is the Lord's right hand? Christ. He said his hand gonna be turned unto you. Read on up.
And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
And he says, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory, man. Meaning what? The Christ gonna put you to death. Most High God ain't gonna play no games if brothers and sisters can't shake these different doctrines, this wine and drinking of the philosophies of America. Go ahead, Doc.
Yep, that's right. But I said, give me Revelation 17 and 18. Revelation 17.
Still holding on to Jeremiah 51?
Yeah, we straight on that.
Hold your peace, Doc. We're gonna come back.
Read
The
that.
book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city.
Is that what?
Is that great city.
Babylon is that great city. What's that great city everybody want to come to?
Babylon. Is that great city.
America.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to come to America, man. That's that great city. Read on.
Which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Read on.
Verse 18. Chapter 18. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power. And the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
What has it become out?
The habitation of devils.
Man, is this place not becoming the habitation of devils, man? It's ridiculous around here. This is the new Rome in its heyday. Rome in its prime. Read on.
In the whole of every foul spirit.
And the what? And the what up?
In the whole of every foul spirit.
The whole of every foul spirit. Why y'all think this place is split up into 50 different states? So they can do 50 different things. So they can do 50 different things. In some of these states, you can marry a girl at 15 years old In some of these states, you can marry a dog. In some of these, before they made it legal nationwide, it was some states homosexuals can get married in.
Some of them you can smoke weed. Some of them don't. Some of them don't even do the daylight saving time.
Confusion, man. It ain't no uniformity of this place.
And this just proved it with the snowstorm they had here in Texas. Well, Texas not connected to everybody. Oh, now y'all want to talk about they not connected. We've been knew that for years. Now all of a sudden this is brand new. Texas not connected to everything. People live, most of y'all probably live in Texas all y'all life, probably didn't know that. Some of you did, some of you did. The Texas wasn't connected. I know. I mean, I ain't been here all my life, but I never knew that either. I ain't never knew Texas wasn't connected, but I guess you learn different things all the time.
Because they got 50 different things going on, man. That's why it's so much confusion. And they never gonna be on the same page exactly because they don't want to be on the same page. They like it divided like this. That way they can keep swaying back and forth. Piss these people off for 4 years, and then they switch it. Then piss these people off for 4 to 8 years, then they switch. They like it like that.
And guess what? That's why the Most High God tells us what? A kingdom divided against itself what? Won't stand. So the Most High God got these underlayer divisions already set. That's, guess what? Constantly breaking America farther and farther apart. Go ahead, Doc.
In a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
In a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Boy, look here. This is an unclean place, man. They put uncleanness in everything. To where you gotta be like this. Okay, let me look that up.
Right.
Let me see. Let me make sure that glycoglycerin nitride is all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is. I can't even pronounce that. Why is it in my water? It's like, damn, I just want some H2O. I know hydroglycerin nitride. What the hell? This place is out of control, man. Why we just can't drink H2O? Why I need some stuff to put in it and all that, man, come on, man. And every unclean and hateful bird, they put pork in everything. They let you know what's going on, man. They put pork in everything in every kind of way. Like that's the only thing you can use. Put some chicken in everything. How about that? Why we can't put chicken in everything?
Or some beef.
Some turkey or something. I don't want to do that. And every hateful bird.
Boy, get a precept on that hateful bird.
Get a precept on.
Let's go to Isaiah chapter 34 verse 11, man. Get a precept on this hateful bird, man. Because this is how this, a lot of people, man, is finished.
Finished.
Our people is finished, man. Guess what, man? If we don't shake it, man, we'll be right there. Because we started at verse 11, but if you jump up to verse 9, it goes into the lake of fire. Read that out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 11. But the cormorant and the bitter shall possess it.
It said with the cormorant, these are unclean birds, man. Read on.
The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion.
The line of what?
The line of confusion.
Because guess what, man? It is a line of confusion, man. When they, like you say, they put pork and everything. Boy, hey, you better read the package, because when you, like you say, nitroglycerin and something, this allowed to be, you allowed to be eating some owl meat.
For real.
Or some raven, or a comrade. You don't know what, you better be, like you say. You see the Israelites in the store, we all doing the same thing. You walk by, shalom, Bruce. You be sitting up there reading. Shalom, sis, you sitting up there reading. Guess what? Hey, they got children. They had the children on the sideline looking it up on the phone. Oh, dang well, that's how we roll. I even going down. I think about going down to my mama's house. Oh, I got this kind of fish. My boys immediately just like this. Then they tap me. You know, they don't want to disrespect my mama nothing like that. They tap me. They like, Daddy.
No.
No. They like, no. So I tell mama, like, Mama, you don't supposed to be eating that either. What you mean? Yeah, you don't supposed to eat. Y'all just gonna look up everything. We gonna look up everything. We gonna look up everything. You know, not
in the stones of emptiness.
in the stones of emptiness, because that's what it brings. When you get confusion, it always leads to emptiness. Every single time, confusion brings emptiness. Because sometimes if you act on confusion, or guess what, if you be partakers in confusion, what that brings? Stones of emptiness, man. A stony heart. It always brings that to us, man. That's why Oxford says it's pivotal, but you better check these things out, man. Go ahead, Ox.
Let's go back to Revelations 18. Let's read 3. That's y'all report. You want to break that down? It's your work.
No, I'm
Oh.
gonna go through the class. That's good.
Book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath.
No, some nations have.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
So where are you gonna run to if all nations have drunk of her wine?
Mm-hmm.
You can't run from it, man. Read on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
Because
Delicacy.
all these kings and these countries have waxed rich dealing with America. They gonna make you sell out your own country.
Yeah. What brother got the precept for wine? One of the brothers. What y'all got, man? What you got, Brother Kaya?
The roof is on fire.
What you got? What you got, Brother Sammy? What you got to hit some out? Micah. All praise, huh? All praise, man.
Let's get that. Micah 2 and 11.
All praise.
I was right here too, man.
The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 11. If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie.
If he do what up?
If a man walking in the spirit in falsehood do lie.
What they say?
Said, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink. He shall even be the prophet of this people.
But he gonna lie. That's the key word right there. Do lie. What do America do all the time, man? Lie like a rug. They broken every covenant, treaty that they never made. Soon as Donald Trump came in office, he started breaking treaties. Even with Edomite, with their own allies. That's how bad they are. Yeah, we supposed to be friends, but you know what? That treaty we in, I'm out. Like, dang, bro, what you doing? Then here come Joe Biden, got to come back and get back in the treaty. Man, you can't trust these people. It's baffling to me because this is insanity. This is literally insanity. Why do these people keep dealing with these people, man? You already know in 4 to 8 years, it's finna change. Whatever we got going on right now, it's gonna change. So why would I even be dealing with you like this? Because the delicacies America bring forth.
Wax rich.
Wax rich, them delicacies. And they'll be like, say, brother, we'll make you a billionaire. All you gotta do is sell your people out. And then what be happening? They did a lot in Africa. That mother been and did it for about 25 years. Next thing you know, they done got this dude strung up somewhere. He done sold the country out for 25 years. Now he's strung up somewhere because they finally got a hold of his butt.
Man, look, but then sometimes we look at those things, but we forget about how we was when we was growing up in the hood. Well, somebody come up to you broke as you was in the hood, hey man, give you 50,000, go knock this dude off. Guess what? Wouldn't even blink. That's how brother. That's what I say. Look here, I'm just trying to put a higher price because some people guess what, it'll be 10, 5. Ask them brothers in Chicago. Ask them brothers in Chicago, they tell you. Guess what? They got these things called the body snatchers up there in the West. If anybody know anything about this, 10,000, 5,000 young boys, 14, 15, 16 years old, killing folks, man. Because of hey, I need you to do this, take care. Boy, these brothers ain't never, man, look at it, act like they ain't never seen 5,000. Well, some of them have it though. And that's all I gotta do just to kill him. I don't know that nigga. And like, here you go. That's how we roll. Sell yourself out for the smallest amount, man. And guess what? Guess what? When looking at you, see if you got somebody else against you got some more. Ready to go all the way, like the boy say, 40 years. He sold his people out for 40 years. How much they give you? $200.
And they gave him 40 years. Well, it's delicacies of America is something else, man. That's why he tell us not to love the world, neither the things that are in this world.
It gets you confused, man. It's nothing but confusion. Let me get this precept out. Let me get Daniel 9 and 5. Well, Daniel 9 and 7. Because this ain't nothing but a big ball of confusion. I love the Temptation when they brought that song out. I wasn't born, but I heard it and I said, okay, I would have jammed this if I was back in the day. Because ain't nothing but a big ball of confusion that we in, man. It's part of, and it's our fault because we take on the philosophies of this world. Like I brought out that Proverbs 5, we are not supposed to be doing these things. And when we do go into these other philosophies, then guess what? We confused. Brother be like, well, I was a 5%. Now I'm a Muslim. I'm about to go in Egyptology. And you say, well, brother, they ain't you. Well, brother, I just don't know. I just give up. I just throw hands up. What is it then? I'm just going to live because we done been through so much and we go through so much of the wrong things. It give us confusion, man. Read this, verse 7.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 7. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee.
It belongs to him because he gave it to us. He showed us the right way to go, man. Read on.
But unto us confusion of faces.
But we're going to see why. Read on.
As at this day to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel.
So you ain't gonna miss it with the northern or the southern kingdom, man. You're not gonna miss it, man. We all gonna be, and then it's gonna make another point too, because like brothers and sisters say they're gonna go to Africa, they're gonna go to Ghana. Let's see, read on now.
That are near, and that are far off.
It's gonna be confusion near or far. Whether you go over there, you come back over here, you go to Europe, wherever you want to go, it's gonna be confusion on face because the world is ran by nothing but lies, man, and the wine, drunken wine that we're taking. Read on.
Through all the countries whither thou hast driven them.
Through all the world?
Through all the countries whither thou hast driven them.
Yeah, so try to go somewhere else and think it's gonna be different. It's gonna be the same thing, man. You still gonna get caught up. Like they told Paul, they're gonna give you the tools for you to fail. And it's gonna be like I said, 50 G's, G. Give you 5 G's, man, just to knock a dude out. They gonna give you the tools for you to fail because guess what? They ain't let you see it. You ain't seen no 5 G's. Read on.
Because of their trespass, they have trespassed against thee.
Read 8.
That they have trespassed against thee.
Read 8.
O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings,
to our kings,
to our princes, and to our fathers.
Because what?
Because we have sinned against thee.
But it's the whole nutshell. The whole class is don't go into the ways of the world. Don't go and do the philosophies of the world. Come out of her, my people. This is sin when we try to stay in this world and try to stay into the things of America. So we have confusion and we will always have confusion no matter where we go because of our sin. Man. We come back out of this, start becoming Israelites like we are, so start putting them hair wraps on, the dresses on, but stop cutting them beards, start coming on and getting to the truth. That's when we'll win this war. Right now, man, it's going to be always confusion of faces.
And hence the name Babylon means confusion. And it's clear to see that this ain't nothing but a ball of confusion.
That's it, man.
And we in the midst of it. Every time, everywhere you turn, left to the right, it ain't nothing but confusion. You be like, damn. And he turn it like, damn. And you look on TV, damn. Going to grocery store, damn. Everywhere you go, and we get vexed, man, because we know what's going on, but your spirit still get vexed because it's out of your hands.
And then brothers and sisters, spirit is not getting vexed. You have to check your spirit, man. Because you know that thing is heavy, man. When we see the condition of our people, seeing at the rate that they trying to really send our people, man. Hey, man, brothers and sisters' spirits should be on fire, vex, man. Go ahead.
Who remember back in the day? We ain't even the oldest up here, but had one gay cousin. You knew he was gay. That one gay cousin, and then when you was in school, Oh yeah, that dude right there gay, but he ain't finna say nothing. Because everybody gonna mess with him, so he ain't gonna say nothing, but you see the little twist. But today, bro, it's complete, bro, it's like, it's 100 times worse.
Yep.
It's popular.
I remember that thing, man.
It is popular.
It's popular. Like, so that we already know through the scriptures that I was born gay stuff is a lie. It's a lie. You wouldn't know. I believe Esau born gay. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a natural homosexual. But our people ain't no, man. We ain't come up like that, man.
Let me get the precept real quick.
Bring
Give
it
me
out.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9.
Mhm.
Because even like I going into it, it was a shame back during that time for a brother to come out, for a sister to come out. They said they would send you probably down south somewhere, just like when you had a baby out of wedlock, you know.
You just said the key word, shame. Ain't no shame no more.
Right.
Ain't no shame.
Brother should know this precept. Put this, like we say, categorizes, like we say, homosexual precepts. Just read this out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 9. The shew of their countenance doeth witness against them.
So we could tell, you can see the spirit on the brother that's walking in the effeminate spirit or a homosexual spirit. Even with the sister walking in the lesbian spirit. Their countenance does show. Read on up.
And they declared their sin as Sodom.
Uh-huh.
They hide it not.
They do what?
They hide it not.
And they declared their sin as Sodom. We know what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened? Most High God judged them because of homosexuality. And they hide it not. You know black people, boy, when we do something, boy, we do it big, boy. Just look at RuPaul. When we go into sin, boy, we go to the fullest distinct, man. They hide it not. Boy, they the most flamboyant. I'll leave it at that. The most flamboyant homosexual. Because we don't want to get flagged. You know, we do it to the 10th power. So, like I said, even with the scriptures, how you know this is us. They hide it not. Our people don't care. Even when we call them out on the streets, they don't care.
Nope.
You know? They shaking off that shame. Read on up.
Woe unto their souls.
Read that again.
Woe unto their
The
souls.
Most High God said destruction to their souls. Read on up.
For they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
And a lot of times that's what they do. When men get into homosexuality, they go what? AIDS. You know, different type of diseases that they cannot cure. You know, that's rewarding evil to themselves. Go ahead,
You check Babylon out. Like you just brought up the AIDS, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they got commercials on there literally telling them to keep doing what they doing.
Yeah.
Take this medicine and keep being you.
Yeah.
What?
When that's what got you in taking the medicine.
Exactly. They literally said, take this medicine and then continue doing what you're doing. If this ain't, boy, look here. That's something else, man. Keep committing the sin that they got you in this mess in the first place.
Now, when the hooping dude was on the commercial, 6'8", dude, looking like a female.
Oh, yeah, I seen that,
They
man.
put that, yeah, that's what they do.
Can't even watch TV. Let's go to Deuteronomy 32 and 35, though. Because this is just why it's a warning for us, man. Because, like in the days of Noah, the Most High gonna clean his earth up. He gonna clean his place up. It's just a matter of time. So that's why we have to get right with the Lord. That's why we got to get in order with the Most High and get back to being that holy nation and royal priesthood for our own protection, for our own good. Read that out.
32 and 35.
Yes, sir.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time.
Mm-hmm. They foot gonna slide in due time, man. This thing is not gonna hold up. It's not natural. The stuff that's going on in this place is not natural. Even the Esau being over Jacob, that ain't even natural. That's why they gotta try so hard to do it. Read on.
For the day of their calamity is at hand.
The what?
The day of their calamity is at
The
hand.
day of Esau's calamity is at hand, man. All these abominable things that they pushing, got the world drunk on. It's at hand. It's not going to be able to withstand the Most High. Read on.
And the things that shall come upon them make haste.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord shall judge his people.
He going to do what?
For the Lord shall judge his people.
Because he's starting in the house of Israel first, man. He going to judge his people first. So he coming to us first. That's why it's paramount that we get ourselves together with the Lord. Read on.
And repent himself for his servant.
Uh-huh.
When he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left,
Mm-hmm.
and he shall say, where are their gods?
What he gonna say?
Where are their gods?
These gods that these people worshiping, they cars, the women, the money, the drugs, the philosophies of this place, the Christianities, the religions. Where are they gods? The things that they trust in. Because a lot, just like Esau, a lot of our people, God is money. A lot of them. And that's where the hip hop culture come from, pushing in this day and age, talking about money. They fooling people. First of all, acting like they got all this money. We know about the 360 deals and things like that, man. Everybody ain't Master P. Come on, man. And everybody ain't push no big dope. Everybody ain't Frank Lucas neither. But they will lead you to believe through their music that everybody Big Meech and everybody got money like Bill Gates. But that's a lie, man. They just putting up a front, man. Because they want our people to worship money. And they want our people to do anything to try to get the money. To the point where they'll sell their soul to get the money. Read on.
And he shall say, where are their gods? Their rock in whom they trust.
Where that money at that you trusted in? Where Esau at that you trusted in? Because a lot of our people, God is Esau. They think that they can save them. But like when we went, the class we went over last week, Esau can't save you. And they ain't even looking for nobody else to save them. Our people don't look for the Chinese to save them or the East Indian man to save them. But they looking for Esau to save them. And what Esau tell them? We ain't got a damn thing for you. You better pick yourself up by your bootstraps.
Say swim or sink.
Swim or sink. Like, bro, I ain't got no bootstraps. What are bootstraps? I don't even know what that is.
We don't even wear boots like that.
Read on up.
And they should say, where are their gods? Their rock in whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices.
What they do?
Which did eat the fat of their sacrifices.
Uh-huh.
And drank the wine of their drink offering.
Yep, they go to them Catholic churches, take their bread and wine. They do their Thanksgivings, have their feasts. A lot of people love chitlins during Christmas. Black eyed peas for New Year's. All this different garbage. Superstitious garbage. I ain't met one Negro yet had a great year from eating some black eyed peas on New Year's. Get the March and year horrible.
Boy, cause I did that stuff one year, boy, I had the worst year I ever had in my life. I lost everything. That's why I said, man, I'll never eat no more beans. I don't like beans, man.
I ain't never touching another bean. But
I mean, no, for real, it took me a long time to start eating some beans. Cause I'm telling you, I did that a lot, lost everything, man. I said, man, this is some weak stuff, man. Trying to get in, can't wear white at a certain time of the year. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters gotta shake the horoscope thing, man. Because some people read their horoscope, dang, this is exactly me. Yeah, because it's witchcraft. And you wicked. That's why. Because it's witchcraft and you wicked. So guess what? What a witch needs something that's going to help a witch. You getting that witch food. That's all it is. If you want spiritual food, you take this Bible. You want some witchcraft, guess what? If you want to be a witch, guess what? You can have it. Your local newspaper have it for you. No, I forgot we ain't got newspapers. People don't read. Well, they got newspapers, but people don't read newspapers. So you can pick up your phone. Let me see my horoscope today. Man, why don't you pick up your Bible and see what the scriptures say today? You got to reverse those things, man. Go ahead.
Going to tarot card readers. They ain't finna tell you no more than the Most High gonna tell you. You don't keep these commandments, these curses gonna be on your ass. That's about all you need to know right there. Don't keep the curses. You gonna have a good run and some bad luck. But you keep the curses, you're gonna be blessed. That's all I need to know. Simple as that. What else we got to talk about? What cards did you finna flip over that the Lord ain't already told me was gonna happen to me if I don't obey Him?
That's true.
That's just facts. Plus, he told me if I go to one of y'all, I done broke the law. I don't get it, man. And it's a car. Well, our people go to tarot card readers too. And Issachar is in Catholicism. And they swear they love God, but they gonna go to a tarot card reader, boy.
For real.
They gonna go to, so that ain't no faith in the Most High. But I tell you, last year, I know I talked to a lot of people, 2020, you know, for Esau, it was a horrible year. But for the ones that kept the faith, it was one of the best years of my life.
Yeah.
That's just facts. It was a pretty good year.
It was it was an amazing Passover last year.
Looking for another great one this year, 2021. And they said it was horrible, and I'm looking around like, not for me.
And then it was so funny. The city man, look at the whole United States completely shut down. Boy, we partied in this mud like Prince said, 1999.
So like 38 say, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings. Read on up.
Let them rise up and help you.
Let them do what?
Let them rise up and help you.
All this stuff that our people believe in. Well, let Allah rise up and help you. Let white Jesus rise up and help you. Because I don't know no amount of the rosary beads or doing this didn't help nobody, or wearing your cross didn't help somebody. They put their trust in idols, man. The cobblestone is way in Mecca. What they're gonna do for you? You got to go over there to even touch it. So how is that gonna help a Muslim? You know what I'm saying? This stuff is garbage, man. They can't say that none of this stuff has helped them, but yet our people consistently wanna do the stuff that's not profitable for us.
I mean, I just want to bring this back out because, like I was saying, like we be doing the security with the Africans being there. Man, it's so funny. Just like I know how we grew up. I know we did. This is a nationwide thing for us. Girls being there dancing, the guys go dance with the girls. Man, look, this is the complete opposite. Group of guys dancing right here, group of girls dancing right here, group of guys dancing right here. They don't even interact with each other. The guys is dancing with the guys like, hey, girls, go be. I'm like, what the hell? I never seen this.
It's a sight unseen.
The whole night, group of guys, all the guys gonna dance with the guys and all the girls dance with the girls. I ain't never seen it. But then, because guess what? When you check them at the door, you gotta check the girl purse and you gotta check what else, y'all?
And the man purse.
And the men purse too.
Say the women purse and the man purse.
They wearing purses like mud.
Guess what? The girls got tight pants on. Guess who else got tight pants on? The men do too.
The girls calling each other and saying go be, and what the dudes doing?
Go be.
We living in a different era, man.
Yeah. Confusion, man.
Confusion. Babylon.
This is, man, you know what? A lot of times it's really sickening. You know what I'm saying? It's really sickening that our people going. That's just like what Matthew 22 and 29 say. Our people do err not knowing the scriptures, man. But the power thereof, they do err. This is error that our people do because they don't know the scriptures and they don't know the power of the Most High. But then they come up there with a sob story like, bro, we know why you going through this, man. It ain't no sob story to be. Guess what? The brothers don't believe in the Most High. Sisters don't believe in the Most High. When you do, that's what it's gonna be. A recompense has to be paid for these things, man. Guess what? We don't literally give a animal sacrifice, but guess what? The Most High say, I'm gonna make good what I say I'm gonna do with you, though. If you break my law, He said He gonna make good with it.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 18.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 18.
I'm waiting. So yeah, man, those things, like when we was in the world in Christianity, we were given the sacrifice of devils, man. Thanksgiving, the sacrifice of devils. because we all know what Thanksgiving is about. And for the Esau, that's them commemorating one of their guys conquering us. And why would we be involved in that type of stuff? For a lack of knowledge. And with that lack of knowledge, we give them to sacrifice to devils, man. Most High told us not to do that. And read that out.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 18. Behold Israel, after the flesh.
After the what?
After the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar?
Mm-hmm.
What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils.
Who they sacrifice to?
They sacrifice to devils,
Uh-huh.
and not to God.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
Mm-hmm.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord in the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table, in of the table of devils.
Read 22.
Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
No, we are not. So it's telling us, man, these sacrifices. And what Gentiles is this talking about, man?
The other nation.
The other nation.
Our people were sacrificing the devils. The Northern Kingdom was sacrificing the devils.
Still do.
Still do. Our people still sacrificing the devils. And it's telling you, like, even with that group that I brought up, it's no way that you can be saying you're an Israelite, but still doing Christianity things. You can't drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You can't be halfway in, halfway out. You can't do that. You can't say, oh, I'm an Israelite, but I'm gonna do Christmas. I'm an Israelite, but I'm gonna marry another nation's woman. That's against the law, man.
Exactly. Or being an Israelite is afraid to wear your fringes to work. You know, a lot of times brothers and sisters be ashamed of that thing too. You know, we got to shake those strongholds because we that light. You know, you don't get a candle and put it up under your bed. You don't get your fringes and tuck it in your shirt. I mean, if you got to go that way, I mean, hey, if that's the dress code. But a lot of times, like I said, we want to let that light shine. You know, you never know what brothers and sisters may see that may cause them to wake up. So,
and even when you go to 1 Kings chapter 18, it should show you like when Elijah and Ahab was talking about the two different burnt offerings. Like Elijah asked him, he said, "Look, okay, if y'all for Baal, be for the devil. But if you for the Most High, be for the Most High."
That's right.
Okay, we're gonna put both our offerings up here. We're gonna see which one's gonna work. Because you can't go both sides. Elijah tell him, no, you're not gonna go both sides. You either gonna pick this side with Baal at, or you gonna pick the Most High side,
That's
man.
right.
That's why you can't drink of the cup of the Lord and drink the cup of the devil. You can't be partaker of the Lord's table and in the devil's table. It cannot work.
You can't.
People thinking you could try to mix how I feel in this walk, and that's how you go off. You can be easily swayed when I feel something. You better go see what the Lord say and live by that.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And Christ still telling us the same thing right now. Go to Revelations 3 and 15. It ain't changed. So that's what I don't understand, brothers. That they going after their own lust. That's all that is, man. I can't even believe that. That's the first time I even heard that they got with them Edomites to try to come against us.
I seen this.
that's what I was just looking at. It just popped up.
Read that out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
Uh-huh.
I would thou wert cold or hot.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot.
Neither cold nor hot.
Take the time. I'll start off.
So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
Even Christ said, man, I wish you be hot or be cold, man. Be for us or be against us. But don't be playing the middle, because I'm going to spew you out of my mouth, man. And who likes a middleman, man? You would rather see what you up against. That's why a lot of people in the Israelite world like Trump, because you know exactly what you're dealing with. He can't even help himself. He gotta do what he do so hard. He couldn't even help but lie. Ain't even have to lie half the time. He just come out and lie for no reason. But you know that's how he was. Joe Biden over here faking the funk, boy. If we got time, man, I'll show you the dang gone clip on Joe Biden. Joe Biden just as big a liar as Donald Trump is. This dude lied about, he let a little time go by, then he switched the lie. This dude lied and said he was part of the civil rights movement. Ran that in the 70s, when he was running late 70s. And then a few years later go by, he say, nah, I wasn't in the civil rights movement, but my thinking was there with him. And then a few more years, he'll be running for something else. Then he'll say, yeah, I sat at the lunch counters, and we was doing sit-ins to try to desegregate the movie theater. Then a few more years later, he come out and say, well, I wasn't really with the civil rights movement, but at the same time, this dude was with Southern racists that was in Congress that did not want to desegregate, which that's a whole nother story. You know, we don't want to desegregate neither. We want to be segregated, shall I say. They didn't want to bust the blacks into the school. And he was right there with 8 other racists. At the same time saying that he was for the civil rights movement. Bro, you are a liar, man. You the worst kind of liar. Because you trying to be sneaky about your stuff. And you just wait and let a little time go by before you come with another. He's just as much as a sexual pervert as Donald Trump is. Just as much. Just as much. Everything they say about Donald Trump, Joe Biden the same way. That's why they was able to put him up against Donald Trump. Because they say the worst of two evils. They the same damn evil, man. They the same evil. It's just Donald Trump more concerned about money, and I guess Joe Biden worried about homosexuals. Because that's the first thing, Donald Trump, first thing he pushed was giving tax cuts to the corporate world, and Joe Biden, first thing he did was equality for the LGBTQFIMFers.
He done added an E on his.
Yeah.
Like children on his.
So, add a B with it because they love bacon.
So like Christ said, man, either be hot or be cold in this thing, man. You got to pick a side. All that, I don't know, okay. He gonna spew you out his mouth. You gonna be the one in the middle while everybody else sure what they want to do. Yeah, Lord, we riding with you. And them other people over there, they going against you. You gonna be in the middle like, I don't know which way to go. And you gonna get spewed right out his mouth, cause hey. So we gotta be sure in what we doing, man. We gotta be sure in what we doing, and we gotta take a side. So if you for the Lord, be for the Lord. If this ain't for you, then go to the door right there. Because we for the Lord up in here. Let's get Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 18. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 18.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Do what now?
But be filled with the Spirit.
Read it from the top again.
And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Be not drunk with wine of this country, of this philosophies of this world. Be not drunk with wine with the lasciviousness of this place. But what he say? Be filled with the Spirit. How do we be filled with the Spirit? We got a precept. Y'all don't know the precept. John 6:63. That's good. We gotta be filled with the Spirit, man. We gotta get this word up in us. We gotta keep these laws, statutes, commandments. That's how we be filled with the Holy Spirit. Keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. If you focusing on that, you ain't going for this other stuff, man. If you stay focused and grounded on the foundation, which set for us as Israelites, you want them to say, "Oh, them people right there, they don't want to do nothing we want to do." We want them to say that. We want them to say that. That means that we're doing right. If they say, "Oh, what's wrong with them? Why they don't want to do that?" Then we doing right. Because the moment they ain't saying that, that means that we must engage in somewhere.
Let me get a precept on that right quick. Go to Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 1. And we know these scriptures, they go twofold, 5, 6, 7-fold. But they do give us the understanding of what things say. And that's how scripture's supposed to explain another scripture. Scriptures aren't supposed to cut another scripture. You know, sometimes we do say, sometimes we hear Israel say this, sometimes we hear people in the world, "Oh, he cut you." No, he edified me. That's what we out here doing on the streets. We don't just trying to cut them with the scripture. We trying to edify them, man.
That's right.
All things be done for the edification, man. Read that out.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 1. Wine is a mocker.
Read that again, out.
Wine is a mocker.
Because when we take over to these goddamn philosophies and religions and all these things in America, guess what? You become a mocker. Mocker of the word, guess what? Mocker of the Most High. You don't want to do those things. Oh, you don't celebrate Christmas? That's one of them dang on Africa told me, "Hey man, you need to go to Africa during he told me you need to go to Africa during Christmas." I said, "Man, I don't celebrate Christmas." "Well, what holiday you?" I said, "I don't celebrate none of this." Wow. They told me, wow. I said, "Talk to the head, faith don't understand." Yeah, he gonna say, "Wow."
Couldn't believe that.
Couldn't believe it. He ain't never. He's like, "Man, I ain't never heard nobody say that before."
Right.
I said, "Bro, you see them brothers with them friends on? Dang, all y'all got them on y'all shirts." I said, "Yeah, because it's real." Don't ask any one of them, do they do it? Celebrate it. "No, I believe you. I believe you. I can see it in your eyes. It's real."
They can see the countenance on our face.
It's real. Ain't no joke. I have to tell you flat out, we don't do that. Read it out.
Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging.
Because strong drink, guess what? When you get deeper and deeper into this thing, guess what? It is raging. Read on.
And whatsoever is deceived thereby.
Read that again.
And whosoever, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
So whosoever is basically you a fool. When we take it on to these strong drinks and to this wine of this world, we are fools, man. And that's something that we don't want to be, man. We don't want to be the fool. Guess what, man? Say everybody plays the fool. This is how you play the fool. Take on to the wine of America and the strong drink of this Babylon. What you said they can't call it virgin. That's definitely not a virgin. She's definitely a whore.
She's a whore.
Go ahead.
So I wanna show y'all something, man. This would prompt me to do this class, Drunken with Wine. Cause how many people out here, boy? I heard on I think it was the Breakfast Club. It was something I would listen to, and they were like, "Man, no, it was Trevor Noah, that chocolate covered Edomite. He was like, man, for all the people that got the shot, man, I'm mad at y'all, cause y'all got the shot. Y'all just running around happy. They boosting this vaccine stuff up like it's gonna get you into the kingdom of heaven. Joe Biden has said, and I could not find the clip, but this dude literally said that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and that's what caught me the way he said it, because they usually say African Americans, he said the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now on this clip, he just gonna say the blacks and Hispanics, but I was trying to find the one where he said all three of us, and he said that we was dying 4 times more than everybody else, right? And he put we the only 3 that he brought up. And he got to get us this vaccine. So I'm gonna play this clip, and then I'm gonna show y'all what I've been telling y'all about for 2 weeks.
I heard that.
You heard him when he said it?
Team has started to meet with the Trump administration to learn of their plans as you are set to inherit this task. Are you satisfied with the current plans that are underway for distributing that vaccine? Do you feel that the federal government is doing enough at this point? And what steps do you think need to be taken between now and when those first vaccines go out?
Well, there's a lot more that has to be done. They've clued us in on their planning on how they plan to distribute the actual vaccine to the various states. But there is no detailed plan, that we've seen anyway, as to how you get the vaccine out of a container into an injection syringe into somebody's arm. And it's going to be very difficult for that to be done in this very expensive proposition. For example, you know, we agree with their priorities.
Oh, let me pause right here.
So
he said it's a very expensive proposition, right? But they don't even want to give us no stimulus money, but they can spend money on that.
Right.
They can spend money on that real easy. They ain't asked nobody nothing about spending money on this vaccine. This is one thing in the history of the world they willing to spend money on us on.
I do, at least my team is looking at it, of dealing with first responders and those in nursing homes and in home care. The first people on the list. But we also have to realize that we're in a situation where there has to be some equity in the way this is distributed. And that requires, for example, right now we're in a situation where you have, you know, the leading cause of death for all Americans this week is COVID-19. Blacks and Latinos are 3 times as likely to die if they get COVID-19.
3 times as likely to die if they get it, right? This area code right here, is this a zip code? Zip code. Right here at one point they said had the highest rate in the city, in the county of Dallas. And I live right here, and I just didn't see it. But they said if we get it, and we got people that done got it, 3 times as likely to die from it, right? And even in another clip, he said it was a, what'd he say? Like it was a mass casualty. That's the words he used. He said it's a mass casualty situation for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And let me show you how it is. This is from the CDC. You can go right to their site. Up right quick. Okay. Sisters, I'm sorry I can't get it over there, but got it right here. That long blue line right there, this say data from deaths of race, ethnicity. And that long blue line is whites and non-Hispanics. The top line is Hispanics, Latinos. The line up under that, which you can barely see, is American Indians, Alaskans, Native, non-Hispanics. Then you got Asians, then you got blacks. And then the one you can't see, right above the long one, is Hawaiians, Native Hawaiians. All the categories outside of the white put together don't equal the white. This is on the CDC website. So somebody please explain to me, how are we likely to die 3 times more than everybody else when the Edomites is the one getting it? We done went a whole year. Only a handful of people got it. And I'm pretty sure all of us done been everywhere. It's the Edomites that's getting it, man. This they data. This they website. This they Centers of Disease for Disease Control. But the president, he was the president-elect at the time, come out and say otherwise. And he continued to say that. He continued to say it. And what he say to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? We got to make sure y'all be the first ones to get it. It's something behind that, man. Give me Lamentations 4:17 now. It's something behind that. This is why the Lord say never trust thine enemy, man. But we was in Atlanta after they voted Kamala Harris and Joe Biden in, and was they not celebrating in the streets?
It was wild. It was wild in Atlanta.
Black people celebrating in the streets.
Block after block. guess what? They lined up, packed. You can't even drive through that mug. It's so wild, man.
Celebrating in the streets for somebody to oppress you in another way. Because the direct oppression wasn't good enough for you. Somebody who letting you know I hate you ain't good enough for you. You need somebody to trick you and act like they really love you. Man, that man don't love nobody but himself. Old pervert. But that vexed my spirit, man. These people come out in bold-faced lie. Look you dead in the camera. Oh yeah, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they dying at an alarming rate. But then I go to y'all stuff and it don't match up. It's a problem there, man. But our people still want to depend on these people. No matter how many clues, how many context clues that they set out for you to let you know they still against you. We still want to go run. Let me go vote for old Joe. Sleepy Joe. Man, read that out.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
That what up?
That could not save us.
These people cannot save us from the wrath of the Most High God. Because once the wrath of the Most High God on you, you can't shake it. You cannot shake it. And the wrath of the Most High God is on this place right now, man. That's why these people scared. That's why black people scared. You got some of Israel scared. But what you got to be scared of if you're not going against your God?
For real.
But they'd rather look for a nation that cannot save them, neither do they want to save them. Give me Micah 2:1. I ain't got no law. Come time. Read
The book
that.
of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
This is what these people do, man. Contrary to what our people think, just because we don't sit and lay in our bed thinking about some kind of evil stuff we can do to somebody, that does not mean somebody else does not do that. These people literally do that. You know that evil villain they show on the cartoons is always thinking of some kind of evil? That's them. You don't get to this point where we at right now if that's not what's occurring. That's why the Most High told us about it. You got people who sitting up here laying on their bed at night thinking about how can they do something to the Israelites.
Like we said, that's what is that called, brothers, up to date? See if brothers think.
Premeditated.
That too, but not the word I'm looking for. Think tanks. They go to these different conferences and so forth. They gather together.
Bilderberg group.
Bilderbergs, exactly. You know, the Bohemian Garden out there worshiping the owls and so forth. And think of ways to keep the children of Israel in sin. They think of ways that then, like the scripture say, when they wake up, they put that thing into action. You know, hey, set this and that up. Set this up. Like we say, Planned Parenthoods everywhere. Put pork in everything. These are contingency plans to keep us in sin, so it solidifies them to rule. But the Most High God got a trick for that thing. Go ahead, huh?
Because it is in the power of their hands. Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Read on that.
Verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Man, they go to war and take fields. They even go to the court system. You have been owned your house and land been in your family heritage for years, and then they want to build a freeway through your stuff.
That's right.
And what they do?
You seen that?
Eminent domain.
That just popped up with some, I think some people in South Dallas, if I'm not mistaken, where they trying to build a freeway, or some other part of Texas probably, where they trying to build a freeway, and they basically, like you said, trying to go and pull up the papers to get them people kicked off their property.
Eminent domain. So no matter what, they got the power to take your stuff if they feel like it. If we want it, we taking it. And they call it eminent domain. When Jerry Jones built that stadium out there, they use eminent. If you don't sell to us, then we just gonna take it. and we gonna throw you some pennies.
Central Park, in New York City.
Oh yeah,
That
Central
was
Park.
a black community, a
Yep.
nice black community. Once they developed that community and had a nice living, they came, eminent domain, took the park and made Central Park.
And look, so they dogs can go boo boo and they can go jog. That's it. You took away somebody's whole living habitation just so you can have some leisure time. That's how Esau do, man. They want to take the best of the best. Go to Jamaica, they take the best of the best and leave the Benjamites stuck out. Little kids got to play with cans and stuff that float up on the sea while you looking to the other side of the beach where the cruise ship at and all the people from America over there kicking. But you live on this island of Puerto Rico or Haiti, all these different islands, man. They take the best of the best and they leave the scraps for us. That's what they do. They covet fields and they take them by violence. Hawaii. They just bogarted Hawaii. Oh my goodness. That's a horrible story right there. They just said, just imagine somebody coming to your house. Can I come in? Yeah. And they never leave. They ain't have a conversation or nothing. Because there wasn't nothing the Hawaiians could do. Nothing.
That's the same thing happened to the Northern Tribe. They came over to America. Hey man, this is our land. It's called America now.
The thing is, at least they got a chance to fight back. The Hawaiians didn't get a chance to fight back. By the time they came over there, they'd have had steel ships. You know what I'm saying? They didn't get it. They wasn't no fight. We at least fought back. Them mothers didn't even get to fight back. They just how they do, man. Esau is a oppressor, man. Read on out.
And they cover fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house.
He do what?
So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
So to Ox point, Northern Kingdom right now, they oppressing a man in his house and his heritage, right here in America. Oppressing. Oh y'all, we give you a little piece of reservation where you got to go drive to go get your water because you ain't got running water.
And now they taking that with the what? What does they call that pipeline?
The
Keystone pipeline.
We gonna run that right through your land. They shooting them and everything.
And so now when they cross the border and you ain't a citizen, now you an illegal alien, and God dang, this is crazy. That's how they do our people. Now they like, well, I was watching this thing the other day. They was talking to them. The illegal aliens need to go, and that's why we need to continue building this wall because the illegal aliens. But if you was up in San Diego, all you gotta do is go in the water and walk across the thing. You ain't got to jump. Just go into the ocean where the beach is. Just walk around. It's too easy. But this is their land. Stole the whole thing, man. Look at the Most High God gave them this land. Gave them this land. Then they turned around and say, you know what, I like that place over there, man. We need to go live in because it's not enough of them. We need to go get the rest of them. That's why we know them. That's how we know these are people, man. Because the Most High God, guess what, say, man, we gotta go get the rest of them too. Like, okay, you gonna press us both together. That's what Isaiah said, man. Judah and Ephraim, which is the northern tribe, guess what, man? They're gonna be oppressed together, man, in the last days. Scriptures say what they say, man.
Say what they say. Give me 1 John 2 and 15. Two more precepts. So remember the name of the class is Drunken with Wine. That includes all the things that we learned in this captivity before we knew we was Israelites. That's the wine right there, man. That's why our people are drunk. That's why they walking around groping in the noonday.
So like the precept I just quoted was Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 18. So you can sidebar that precept. I'm gonna read it. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 18. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north.
Out of where?
Out of the land of the north,
to
the land that I had given for the inheritance unto their fathers.
Interesting.
It's real interesting.
Man, wasn't this place given to Northern Kingdom fathers? Down up in the islands, South, Central America.
Precept upon precept, another one, Jeremiah 50:33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Where were they at?
Oppressed together.
No, they was oppressed separate.
No, oppressed together.
Oh, okay.
And all took them captives and held them fast. And Shalaki, they refused to let them go.
They did what?
They refused to let them go.
So that means we just can't leave this place when we want to, huh?
Right. So make sure y'all write the sidebar precept, Jeremiah 3:18 and Jeremiah 50:33.
Your precept. So let's go to 1 John 2:15.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world.
Hold up, I know that ain't what that said.
Love not the world.
You mean the Lord told us not to love the world? I thought God loved everyone. He loved the whole world.
Love not the world.
The Lord said, love not the world, man. If it ain't the Most High, the world of Israel, Christ, he said, love not the world. Read on.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Because when you love the things of this world, man, it make it hard to maneuver. Because you too attached to stuff. If you loving the things of this world and say something, a catastrophe happen, but you in love with your 1968 Stingray. I can't leave my car, man. You just might stay there a little too long and something happened to you because you can't leave your dang on car or your dang on house, man. Man, I sure love my house. Man, you better ask them pharaohs up in Egypt when they buried all their stuff, servants, horses, ships, and everything, where it was at. When they body disintegrated, it was still sitting right there till the robbers came and took it. It ain't go with them. You can't take this with us. So he told us not to love the things of this world because that become a hindrance for us.
Let me get a precept right quick. I'm just looking at it and came across it. Micah chapter 4 verse 9 right quick.
You say the Egyptians tried. They tried to take their gold and when they died, guess what? Pharaoh, all of them tried to take their gold and put them in the stone and try to bury them up. And soon they did that. Guess what happened? The lights went out and everybody looked. Yeah, they gone. Well, they robbed them blind. Everything because you can't take it with you.
Emperors from China did the same thing. Read that for him, Mike.
The book of Micah, chapter 4, verse 9.
Salaki, chapter 5, verse 9. Salaki, brothers and sisters.
Chapter.
You mess our paper on.
Yeah.
That's another precept to read when you go home.
Read.
Chapter 5, verse 9. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off.
So they're going to be cut off in a day, even the enemies of the Most High God's own people. Read on up.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots.
So we know what the horses in modern day chariots today are, what the vehicles are. I'm saying, brothers and sisters that love them cars because, you know, it's a infatuation with cars here in America, man.
Shoot.
You know, you can't do everything, basically. You know, and these are considered idols. So the Most High God said He's going to cut off all these things. Read on up.
And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds.
And He's going to throw down all these strongholds. Read on up.
And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand.
Read that again up.
And I will cut off witchcraft out of thine hand.
Because that's what America ultimately does use. They use witchcraft. Like we always bring up the point. You know this is witchcraft when we hold up Sebo out there. And they saying that that's Jesus. It's like what scripture in the Bible say that is. Then the flip thing is we read the scripture where it say that he looks like a black man. And they still don't believe it. Now you know that's some serious witchcraft right there, man. Read that again,
And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsaying.
And niggas not gonna have any more soothsayers. Read on up.
Thy graven images also will I cut off.
That Sebo picture, guess what? That's gonna be cut off. Read on up.
And thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hand.
Go ahead, up.
So, go back to 1 John 2:15. So the Most High gonna do away with all them things, man. It ain't nothing that's gonna be touched that ain't gonna disintegrate on this place. So why be in love with it? Read that again,
Book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
The love of the Father is not in you if you loving the things of this world, man. Because we got to focus on the Father, and loving him is keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. So how can you worry about keeping the laws, statutes, commandments if you in love with all this other stuff? Read on.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
What is of?
But is of the world.
Read on.
And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
For how long?
Abide forever.
But if we do the will of the Most High God, we will abide forever, man. That's eternal life. That's what we trying to obtain here. So we have to navigate through this Babylon that we living in, through this wine that they've been serving us all our life. We got to get sober from that thing. Matter of fact, give me 1 Peter 5 and 8. One more precept.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So the Lord told us to be sober, man. Be sober from the wine of this place. Don't be drunken with the wine and philosophies and religion and politics of this place. Be sober from this thing. Be vigilant in the Lord, though, because our adversary, the devil, he's as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he can devour. And the ones he gonna get to devour is the lost sheep, the scattered sheep. That's why we gotta come back to the fold. And we gotta be leaning on our shepherd, which is Christ. If we out here getting tossed to and fro in all these different doctrines and philosophies, we easy to get devoured, man. That's why a lot of our people sleep right now, because they getting devoured by Satan. They getting devoured by the devil. And they don't want to come back to their God, because this is work. That's why it's called work, because it is work. It's work doing these high holy days. It's work doing these Sabbaths. It's work doing these classes. It's work doing this teaching. But other people just want to be like, I got the knowledge. I know I'm an Egyptologist and this and that, but ain't no work behind that. You ain't waking your people up. You ain't teaching them nothing. You ain't raising up the youth. You ain't helping the women get in order. Ain't no work behind being no Egyptologist. Ain't no work behind for us being no Jehovah's Witnesses or no Mormons, man. This is where the work lies for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Coming back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. Read on up. Verse 9. Verse 9.
Yeah. Verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
So we got to resist steadfast and stay in the faith, because the same afflictions that happen to us, it's happening to our brethren, but they don't have no hope. They don't have no hope and no faith in the true God, man. The God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because they don't know no better. So that's why we got to go out here and teach our people to bethink themselves, to remember who they are, to come back to our God, keep these laws, statutes, commandments. Read on up.
Verse 10. But the God of all grace, whom hath called us into eternal glory by Christ Yahushua, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
So after we've been called by the Most High God through the eternal glory of Hamashiach Yahushua, and that we all done suffered a while. We got some more suffering to do. But when we make it through this furnace, when we make it through this fire, man, and be refined as that gold, to be perfect the way that the Most High God wants us to be established. That means established and strengthened. Like a lot of people that's been in this truth for a while get more, they get harder. They get hardened because they get strengthened. And a lot of stuff don't bother us the same way that it did. That's why we say it ain't about you not having feelings. but don't let your feelings rule over you, because there's a lot of things that's gonna test your feelings. But if the Bible is telling us to do it, then it is what it is. It don't matter how we feel. It matters what the Most High God told us to do. And a lot of times we got to overcome those things, man. And he said, and it will settle you. Because when we don't know who we are and don't know what we supposed to be doing here, you are not settled, man. That's why we got a whole nation of brothers that's lying at the head of every street corner, like a wild bull in a net, because they not settled. They don't have a foundation. They don't have a purpose. But through the power of the Most High God, all praises, he gives us a chance to teach that word, and we wake up some more sheep, man. So we always talk about keeping the law, statutes, commandments. So we got to bring out one. Give me Leviticus 17 and 10.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 17, verse 10. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
Read on.
For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls.
So we can do what with it out?
To make an atonement for your souls.
So this law is telling us, and the vast majority of us already know that we don't mess around with no bloody meat. The Lord told us not to mess around with no bloody meat, man. That blood was for to get put on the altar for our soul. But who do eat bloody meat?
Esau.
Like they red pottage. But we not to do that. That is a law from the Most High God, man. And with that, we say shalom. You ain't finished? Oh.
For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. There you go.
Time. But it's the blood that maketh atonement for the soul. That's what we used to use it for. But now, we don't do that. So once again, with that, we say shalom. Shalom.